Hello there, Aries, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. So today I am going to be doing your general reading for the month of September, and we'll be taking a look at the overall energies for the month and any obstacles or areas of resistance and any advice that Spirit may have for you. And if you're enjoying the content that I create or resonating with the message, I would really appreciate it if you would consider sharing, or subscribing. Okay. So Aries, let's go ahead and get into your reading. Let's see what we have for a lot of signs. It is with this full moon that we had on Sunday, August 22nd. We cleared out an old cycle and really lots of brand new energy coming into the card. So that's really nice. Let's see what you have coming in on this new path. Exchanging gifts. Finding balance in what you put out to others, to a job, to a relationship, and what you're getting back in exchange. You know, finding that balance in your life. No place like home. So it really could have something to do with a relationship, finding more balance within a relationship or within your home life. And chaos and conflict. Yeah, overcoming. I feel like, you know, with this exchanging gifts, you're overcoming some conflict that has perhaps, you know, shown up in your home life, whether that means a romantic connection or your family or even friends. It could even have to do with, you know, work related, like your coworkers and stuff. Message in a bottle. So you could be getting a message from somebody that lets you know about, you know, this conflict, or perhaps they'd like to resolve the conflict. So we're going to go to the Tarot to get some more details. We're going to look at your present energy, and then we'll also take a look at any obstacles or areas of resistance, advice from Spirit, and then finally the outcome if you take the advice. But remember, you always have free will. So Aries, you can always decide to do what you think is best for you. And if you're not resonating with this message, you may want to check out your moon, rising, or Venus sign, because there might be a message for you there. They are really asking me to shuffle these. Okay, and I pre-shuffled. Okay, there we go. Okay, your present energy, King of Swords. You know, this is a nice energy of really stepping into clarity about what it is that you want out of a situation or a relationship, and then kind of cutting out, you know, people, situations that no longer serve your higher good. And that is very much in line with, you know, like the new path type of energy, is like just looking at this and saying to yourself, okay, is this really, you know, I'm putting a lot of time and effort here. Am I getting what I want out of this relationship? And if I'm not, then maybe it's time for this relationship to go. Okay, your resistance is that you don't want to move forward. Yeah, you may feel a little bit stuck, kind of indecisive, not knowing the path to go on. The Chariot card is also, you know, wanting victory in this situation, but not being able to find it. And then your, interesting, your advice is the Eight of Cups. It's about moving on in a solo way, perhaps. A lot of times going on your spiritual path, being called to go in a new direction, to move on. And for a lot of you, it could be about moving forward by yourself. And then we have the Knight of Cups, really nice. So your outcome is the Knight of Cups. You know, somebody coming in and offering love. And to me, the Knight of Cups is not a new love. It's somebody coming back and expressing their love. Ace of Swords, seeing the truth in this situation, or learning the truth, getting a message. So this message in a bottle could be learning the truth about something, somebody coming and telling you the truth about something. You know, it's kind of like when you step out onto this new path by yourself, it's kind of like they come rushing back in. It's that type of energy. All right, so let's go ahead and clarify these and get some more details. So with the King of Swords, this is an energy of cutting out what is no longer serving you. So what do we have here? Six of Pentacles, Five of Wands, Eight of Cups, yeah, Justice. You know, you have two cards here of trying to bring balance and justice into your life. You may feel like, you know, some situation in your life is not fair, is not just. You want your kind of like just rewards. It could even have something to do with a financial settlement or a legal matter, you know, that coming into play. You're ready to move on from this and find your happiness and joy. And look at this, the Lovers. You know, like you want a soulmate. You want something, you know, for some of you, this could be a divorce settlement, like finishing out, you know, a relationship, and then it kind of coming into a situation where you're balancing out, once again, balancing out this conflict. You're trying to find, you may be trying to find a win-win solution in a conflict that you are in right now. And once again, I think it may be a family situation or a romantic situation, friend situation. It could have something to do with work, but this seems more like relationship based, and it doesn't have to be romantic. But you're willing to walk away. You're kind of like, yeah, if I can't receive out of this situation, this relationship, what I'm putting into it, I'm getting all this conflict. This is kind of like my drama card too. You know, there's lots of drama here. I don't want that, you know. And if we can't balance that out, okay, I'm out of here. I'm going on my own path. I'm doing my own thing. Okay, now the Chariot, you in your process energy, you really do kind of like, you want a win-win. I don't think you want to just walk out. But at the same time, you're having a hard time moving forward. So let's see what that is. Yeah, the Justice card again, trying to get inspiration about how to step into a new world. I just think that maybe for some of you, yeah, you really do want victory. Wow. You want victory. You want to overcome the sadness of this situation. I think this situation is bringing you a lot of sadness, and you're trying to end it. You're trying to turn the wheel and find the blessings, have victory in this situation or even just in your own life. And it's like you just don't have the answer. This Ace of Swords is kind of like you're looking for the answer. You want to move forward, but you just don't have the answer. Two of Wands is about, you know, choosing which path to go on. You're having a hard time choosing the path. You're looking for some inspiration. You really want to step into this King of Wands energy, which Aries is fire energy, which you are. You know, just really having a hard time getting this to come in. It's like, oh, and on the bottom we have the Ten of Swords. Yeah, a difficult ending. I think a lot of you have had a difficult ending in some way to do around family or a romantic relationship or possibly friends. So your advice is to go ahead, to move forward on your own. I'm really getting the sense that it's time to finally put an end to this situation. That the only way you're going to get balance and possibly have a win-win situation here is for you to go ahead and take the steps to move forward by yourself. Yeah, this'll so excuse me, I got suddenly a dry throat. I'm taking that as a sign that you're not having the conversation that you need to have with this person. I think you're trying to do it intuitively. All right, sorry, Aries. I actually had to get some water. Yeah, I think you are getting the intuitive information that you need in order to transform this situation and to move forward. I have a feeling, because I was having so much trouble with my throat, it's a very difficult conversation. I think you're going to have an extremely difficult conversation with this person. It's something that you are resisting. You don't want to have this conversation. It's almost like you're hoping, you're praying that this all gets resolved without having to have the conversation. But there's something so out of balance here. And it's like you can't just walk away. Like, you have to have this conversation. And if you don't have this conversation, the problem is that you won't be able to transform it. Like, you'll carry this energy with you. It's yeah, and you may actually be, we have a message in the bottle, and I, usually feel like you're going to get a conversation or a text or an email, some kind of message from somebody else. I actually think you may be the one that starts this conversation, that takes the action, to have this conversation and then move forward in the way that you think is best. Okay, so let's take a look at this Knight of Cups. Yeah, it's kind of like you're ready to start a new path. It's like you have to end this one first. All right, with the Knight of Cups, wow. Four of Swords, Knight of Cups on the bottom again. So the Knight of Cups is somebody truly expressing their feelings. Like, I think when you have this conversation with this person, you're expecting this conversation to be extremely difficult. And it may be a difficult conversation. But out of it, there is a true expression of love. Like, this person really does love you. There's some obstacle here that you don't know about. It's kind of like, you have a missing piece of information. And out of this conversation, you're going to get the missing piece. And then you'll be able to decide how you want to move forward. It's like, without this information, like if you just walk away and you don't have this conversation, you're never going to know why this relationship didn't work. Like, you have to have this conversation, as difficult as it is, in order to learn the truth about why this is so out of balance. But out of that conversation, you learn the truth about something, but you also learn that this person really has deep feelings for you. And, that there's some fear that they're holding on to, something that they're afraid of that's preventing them from stepping into this Ten of Cups energy. They're trying to heal. Possibly from a situation from their childhood. So maybe, their parents got divorced or something like that. And they're just really kind of, holding on to the fear of, I don't want to go into a long-term committed relationship and start a family with somebody because I'm just afraid it is going to fall apart. It's something like that. Like, they're holding on to a fear. But out of this conversation and this expression of love, and I think what happens is you both have this conversation and then you both are expressing your love. Like, you're really sharing. You're having a really good conversation here. Because we have the Knight of Cups twice. And then underneath that, I have the Hierophant. This is the wedding card. This is the long-term commitment card. And then we have the Hermit. Like, learning that you can work this out, and that this is really kind of like a relationship that you're meant to have in your life. And by working through this, you kind of like really take this relationship, elevate it to a much higher soul level. And there's a lot of healing. There's a lot of healing here. It's, once again, that conversation, out of that conversation, and I think for a lot of you, you really do. I get the sense that you just want to walk away. You want to jump in your chariot and run away. And it's really about, no, before you go, you can still go because you always have the choice to go. But you still need to have this conversation. You need to have this conversation about wanting to leave the relationship and why. Okay, now, I am pulling romance angel cards because I feel like this is a romantic reading of some sort. And you have new love here. So I really feel like either this relationship is going to transform and it's going to have a new level of love and affection in it. Or you are going to have this conversation, express your love to each other, and then decide we still have to go our own way, which is fine. And then you'll have a new love coming in on your path. Engagement. Yeah, I honestly think that you are going to reconcile. Yeah, this could be the one. Like, I really feel like a lot of you are going to reconcile this conflict. Like, you may be wanting to get married and this person is like putting it off. Let's put it that way, right? Like, just, oh yeah, we'll get engaged next year, right? Or you're engaged and they say, oh yeah, we'll get married in 2 years, after I've landed that great job, or once I can afford to buy a house, or something like that, right? And you're kind of like, wait a minute, do you love me or not? Because, I'm ready to get started. I'm ready to kind of get my life started. I'm ready to go towards my 9 of Cups, my 10 of Cups. And then you have this conversation and you learn something new about this person that you never know. And then we have free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. And I totally agree with this. Like, you can't allow this relationship to kind of, dictate or control your own path. Everybody's on their own path. And it is about having this conversation, though. And you still have the choice. You can move forward by yourself. But you need to have this conversation first. There's some wisdom that wow, there's some wisdom that you gain out of this conversation that will help you, even if it's wisdom about them. You're going to have a totally new perspective. This Ace of Swords, I think you're going to have a new perspective of this relationship or why it was imbalanced. Okay, so let's move on to your Cosmic Journey card. Your words create worlds. Yeah. And what you say to yourself and others does create your world. But it's also the words that are not spoken. And I got the message clearly that, sometimes it's the words that are not expressed. And when this person expresses their feelings, like, part of it is that you also have to reciprocate how you feel, however you truly feel, because it is by expressing your true feelings to each other, you decide how to move this relationship along. Whether you end it or whether you do, go ahead and get engaged because we do have the engagement card. Okay, and now your Creativity Oracle card, procrastination. Stop focusing on your problems and excuses. Take a small step and do something constructive. That's the conversation, right? I think for a lot of you, you are kind of putting it off. It's almost like you're trying to dodge it, and once again, just hoping that the situation works itself out, or, this person gets tired of you and they end it. And then you're like, okay, great. I didn't even have to end it. It's like, it's kind of that type of energy I'm getting from you. And it is about, stop focusing on the problems in this relationship and just go have the conversation. And, to be honest, the conversation, I think, goes well. I'm not going to say it's going to be easy to get it started. It may not be easy when it first starts, but at the end of the conversation, you realize just how much love is in this situation. All right, and here is your Lover's Oracle card. Oh, this is a good one. Don't make decisions based on guilt or what you think you should do, for it is only in being true to yourself that you can be true to others. Yeah, and I think, the message I'm getting here is that, you really have a lot of love for this person. Even if this is like a person that you just recently started dating or something like that, and you're kind of like, why isn't this progressing more or whatever? Or if it's somebody you've been with for a while, it's kind of like, you are holding back, whether you realize it or not. You are holding back. You're expressing your feelings to this person, your true feelings to this person, and maybe focusing kind of on the issues in the relationship instead of expressing your true feelings for this person. And it is about stepping into that truth, sharing your truth, and being open to listening to their truth. And through that, you really transform. Remember, we have the transformation card here. There's a huge transformation in both people in this situation and in your relationship also. So it's a really nice energy Wow, Aries. Okay, well, I'm really curious about how this resonates in your situation. I'd love to hear it in the comments. And once again, if you've enjoyed this reading, I'd really appreciate it if you would consider like, sharing, or subscribing. And I do wish you much love and light in this situation and all your situations. And I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now.